What is going on, ladies and gentlemen to the tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your ball boy Scribe. How the devil are we all doing? Today we are looking at the very first of the new era battles that we've had for the anniversary era. That's right, I mean the era of the anniversary is over, but we're just now reaping the juicy rewards. That's right, sir. So today I want to show you the team that I'm going to be using to take down the highest tiers with the lowest amount of investment. Let's do this, baby. So, Dark Decimation, the brand new era battle, has just begun. Recommended level of 20 plus, I think we can manage that. We are allowed to use IG-90, Asajj Ventress, Darth Vader, and of course Maul Hate Fueled. Now there are 8 tiers to this event. The early tier is possible without having unlocked Maul, but I believe that the requirements that we need in order to unlock the later tiers does mean you have to start actually having Maul, okay? So allowed units and all of these are going to be the same. IG-90, we're allowed Vader, we're allowed Asajj, and we're allowed to have Maul. Okay, this is the only assault battle, era battle, sorry, that we're allowed to actually use Maul in. Once it gets to a certain point, I believe it's tier 2, it might be tier 3, that requires you to actually go ahead and have Maul unlocked. And then all the way at the top, there is the tier 8. Now, I could just go through and absolutely mollywop the whole lot of this because I do have a heavy level of investment, and today we will be taking these guys up to R9 so we can see that final tier, show it to everybody at home. As you can see, I've got an R10 Maul. I knew I was going to R10 Maul to get access to that last tier, but I've left these rest of these guys at R8. So I'll just go through and hit auto on these early tiers because I'm pretty confident that we are just going to absolutely waltz our way through this entire event up until the later stages. Now, I think once we get... Good job, Asajj. Once we get to that certain point where you should really be having some relic units, I think I'll show you... Actually, no, I won't have to. I've already done some testing on the penultimate tier, and I've got an underman that I can use there. So I think that will show sort of a baseline level of investment that people need to go ahead and use. There we go. No surprises there. These early tiers are really designed, targeted at those free-to-play players because they do give you additional shards of the brand new era characters that have just gone legacy, as well as some omegas and credits. Don't need to do too much in order to get that. So if we take a look over here, the requirements or the recommended level over here is Gear 12 for Tier 2, Gear 13 for Tier 3, Relic 3 for Tier 4, Relic 4 for Tier 5. Now, you don't actually need to be Relic 5 in order to gain access to it. Tier 6 over here is recommended Relic level 6, and Tier 7, the only one you can do without having to go all in and get a Relic 10 Maul. They recommend you have Relic 8 for the best chance of success here. Now, I imagine if you've got a full team of R7, you'll actually be okay going in here. The team that I used is just Vader and Maul over here. Granted, my Maul is Relic 10. He is modded for maximum levels of health, 170k health, 315 speed, and maybe there's a bit of offense in there, not very much, just over 10k offense. Vader, I seem to have modded him for speed and an offset. Don't know why. 328 speed, 10.4k offense. That's probably what I was going for, more or less. So the useful thing about Vader in this setup is this first wave is actually probably the most deadly apart from the last wave. But if you use his second special, you will dispel and put buff immunity on everybody. That lets you get access to Leia. So if you can defeat Leia right at the start, that kind of makes a big difference to how this run goes, because she will machine gun down somebody. After that, you take out Chewbacca, and then you're free to focus on Luke. Provided they don't go all in on your Vader, you should be absolutely fine here and clear through this wave relatively quickly. So Maul on your team is incredibly tanky. You'll be able to use him to great effect. Once you've gotten rid of the Stormtrooper Luke, it's really no problems here. I would save specials because Maul's specials are incredible in terms of damage output and crowd control. So save that second special for when there's lots of troopers on the field, do a nice big AoE, get some good damage in, and once again I will use an AoE over here. More damage, more control, love it. Get rid of some of these scout troopers, nice and easy, and I'll just use a basic here, try and reset our abilities just a little bit. Okay, going into the Yoda and Chewbacca tier. Now, I don't like Choda. The Chode over here is probably the person I would focus on at the start. Maybe I should have... Oh, okay, maybe not. Ignore me. I absolutely did the right thing there. After you've gotten rid of Choda, I would go after the Clown Scout Trooper. I wouldn't waste the AoE right now. Try and save your cooldowns for when we go into the final wave and start facing off against Savage and Hate-Fueled Maul or Cash-Fueled Maul. We do want to get rid of Savage Oppress at the start. Just get him gone, lickety-split. And then if we use the second special from Maul, that should do some good damage to the enemy Maul, get the fracture on him, and then just focus all of your attack power on him. It's quite likely that he just one-taps your Vader like that. Seems to happen every time. Don't know why, but once you got to a Maul-on-Maul situation, you should be able to go full auto and finish things off pretty quickly. I'd say for the rewards that you get from this tier, which we will show right now, 500 crystals, as well as you can get 5 to 10 droid brains or 5 to 10 aeromags and 5 omicrons. It's pretty good return on investment. Would I have preferred if this was good as? Yeah, I would. But, oh yeah, sorry, it's droid brains or Girder keypads that we can get there. It's this chest here, you get 5 to 10 of each. It's a shame it's not 5 or 10 of both, but hey, it is what it is. I feel ultimately this tier rewards far less than the previous ones. However, you can do it without needing to have a bunch of Relic 9s in order to get it done. Now, I'm going to invest the rest of my gear and relic materials now so we can try that tier 8. I want to see what the final tier is like. Unfortunately, there is no way to underman this. You absolutely, unequivocally have to use the new units, okay? You have to have them all at Relic 9. So we're just going to go ahead. I've been saving up my resources in order to do this, and I'm so glad that both of these events are not running at once, because it would have been really hard, I think, to get the necessary resources to Relic 9, all of these units all at once. Alright, I'm going to have to go over here because we didn't get any girders at all, and we're just going to have to go through a whole lot of gear. Okay, that's more than enough. Let's recoup some of that. Oh, that's perfect. I might actually recoup and chuck that in. Wonderful, that looks about right. Let's convert all of that. Get ourselves 60 girder keypads in total. It's IG-90 that we need to do. Absolutely. This is painful, man. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good units, but I probably wouldn't take them necessarily this high straight away. And I probably wouldn't have R10'd Maul, truth be told. R9 would have been sufficient, I think. But there we go. We've R9'd all the units there. Let's go ahead and let's check out that final tier. Now, final tier, what does it give? 1,000 crystals. It gives you 5 guaranteed coaxial servo motors, which of course you need to get to Relic 10, 5 guaranteed droid brains, and 5 guaranteed girder keypads. So you do recoup some of the investment overall. I'm going to have to replay this when the event comes back round. This will run 6 times in total, and the light side version, which requires you to have Stormtrooper Luke, it requires you to have Inquisitor Barriss and Yoda and Chewbacca, that one is also going to run 6 times, but of course you will need to do investments in those characters instead of these ones, so it's twice the investment for about the same level of rewards. More if you do go up to this final tier. Now, I will throw Asajj in the leadership over here. There's no reason for me to try and underman this. They're all Relic 10 by the looks of things. That's kind of painful. I don't think I want to waste... I don't want to waste the fracture on Stormtrooper Han, so I'm hoping Vader will take a turn. Unfortunately, he didn't go first this time, and I'm not sure why. It probably is the leadership that we've got from Asajj giving some additional speed. Wow, that is actually painful, guys. That is actually real painful. Okay, let's use the first special. We'll put Disciple over here on IG-90. I really wanted to go ahead and take out that Princess Leia before she starts going absolutely nutty-butty. R10 on that Princess Leia is kind of crazy. All right, okay, good. We seem to have stabilized somewhat. I feel like the first tier and the last tier are the real threats. I don't know if the rest of this Assault Battle Era battle is any different in that respect. So let's put some damage in, try and get the numbers down, focus on one at a time, keep on passing this round. Hopefully we don't lose one of our Maul. I don't think that his hate-fueled hatred stuff actually resets between waves. And we certainly don't want to be losing one of our allies before the last wave, because does this actually carry over between, because she increases, there we go, 10% crit damage. It's until the end of the encounter, so that won't carry between waves, that extra damage, so I might as well try and save my cooldowns right now. All right. Oh, it is different. No, it's not. We're not in the final tier. Ignore me. Just ignore me, boys. All right. Okay. Let's stomp that up just a little bit. Let's try and get some good damage in. I do want to get rid of Yoda and Chewbacca as soon as possible. Next, focus up on that clone scout trooper. Good damage on this team, to be fair. Let's save the specials for now. See if we can get round into the next wave with all of our specials off cooldown, so we give ourselves the best opportunity to 3-star this event. All right, okay, not too shabby so far. Savage and Maul then. Definitely want to focus down on Maul at the start. Let's get some good damage in. And ooh, yes, I love to see the death mark. Now, if we can get real good damage in on Hate-Fueled Maul, he's got that bonus turn coming. By IG90? Nope, not by IG90. Okay, let's get the Fracture. If we can get the Fracture on that Maul, maybe we can take him out now before things get out of hand. We need to be able to go all the way through this and defeat him, hopefully. He's just so tanky. R10 Maul on R10 Maul right now. Let's try and loop it round, get as much damage in as possible. If I lose a unit, I'm going to be very sad. Looks like we're going to have to play this event all the time. All right, I'm relatively confident we're going to be okay from here. He says, with a hope, a prayer, a dream. But that Maul has got a lot of speed. Right, okay, let's keep on raising the defense of IG90. And hope that the enemy Maul doesn't actually attack him. Oh, there we go, we got him. All right, so we're only going to 1-star that event. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to remod and do this a little bit better. Yes, you do get some decent crystal rewards out of it. 1,000 for beating that last tier, and of course the 5 coaxial servo motors, 5 droid brains, and 5 girder keypads. Over the course of the 6 times this is going to run, that's going to be 30 of each of these, basically, which is nice. You know, that's 1.5 relic 10s, I guess, and some of the recouped costs of what you invested. If you invest in the rest, it's going to double up, but obviously at double the cost. So overall, the event it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind the event per se. I'm a little bit disappointed that the rewards don't feel quite as good for me. The final tier is very good rewards, don't get me wrong. I think my main concern is that the rewards for the final tier, or the rewards for the penultimate tier, feel like they are objectively worse than what we used to have. And what we used to have was just a little bit more expensive to try and get into. You know, we used to have guaranteed 5 girder keypads and 5 droid brains, and I think it was 5 million credits and 5 Omicrons. And now it feels like we just don't really get that. We've got that random chance. I hate random chance in rewards. It doesn't feel good when you don't get the 10. I didn't realize. I thought it would be, you're definitely going to get 10, but it might be 5 of one, 5 of the other, or it might be 10 of one. Turns out it's just a minimum of 5. You can get 6, probably 7, 8, 9, 10. But only of 1, and that just feels kind of poopy. That just feels kind of poopy, I'll be honest. That reward payout doesn't feel nice. The only upside I can say, like I said, you can do it with just Maul Vader at Relic 8. I imagine if you went in with all 3 of them at like Relic 5, apart from Maul maybe, if your Maul was still high Relic level, then I think you probably could still beat it. And in that way, if you look at it in that perspective, maybe the rewards feel a little bit better. They're not as good, but they are more accessible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I preferred it when the rewards are better and less accessible, but that's because I knew I would always be the guy that's over-investing in this sort of thing. I realized right now that I'm absolutely rambling whilst this is going on. Oh my gosh, really? We're not even going to be able to sim this one? I might have to just restart that. I don't want to have to redo it every single time. So I'm just going to go in with Vader and with Maul, and we'll clear through and 3-star all of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to about do it for our Dark Decimation Era battle preview. There you go. You get to see what it is on the tiers. You know what you got to do in order to short man that tier 7, and you can see how difficult the final tier 8 is. Heavy levels of investment for some decent rewards. Is it worthwhile for most people? Probably not. It really is an end game, late game player focused incentive, I feel. Anyway, if this video was useful to you, please do hit that like button in the comment section down below. Leave me the color of your favorite Power Ranger, I guess, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.